Hey everyone, and welcome back. Ready for another deep dive? This time we're going deep into the AI community itself.
Sounds fun.
We'll be exploring the latest buzz among AI enthusiasts and researchers.
Yeah, seeing what's got them excited and talking.
And to guide us on this journey, we're using the AI News Titans, Learning to Memorize at Test Time newsletter.
Ah, a great source. It's like a one-stop shop for the most interesting discussions happening online about AI.
It pulls from all over Reddit, Twitter, you name it.
So we'll get a good overview of the current trends.
All right, let's dive in. First up, this new Google paper is making waves. People are calling it Transformers 2.0.
Oh, yeah, I saw that one. It's about changing how AI models handle memory, right?
Exactly. It's pretty revolutionary. Traditionally, AI models use external memory systems.
Like separate storage units.
But this paper proposes integrating persistent memory directly into the model's architecture.
Whoa, so the memory's built in. That's a big shift.
And here's the kicker. They're doing it at test time, which means...
While the model is being used.
Exactly. So it's not just about storing memories. It's about learning and adapting in real time.
Wow, that's incredible. It's like the difference between having a static textbook and a dynamically updating encyclopedia.
Think about the implications. An AI that's constantly refining its understanding of the world as it interacts with it.
It would always be learning, getting smarter.
And they're using this surprisal measure to figure out what goes into the model's memory.
Well, the more surprising the info, the more important it is to remember. It's actually how our own brains work.
Right. Like, think about the things that surprise you. Those are the things that stick with you.
Yeah, and they're even modeling forgetting, too. Less important memories fade over time.
Just like us, it makes you wonder if we're getting closer to AI that truly learns and remembers like we do.
Fascinating stuff. But it's not just Google making big moves. Have you heard of Minimax O1?
Oh yeah, that new model. It's QGE, right?
It's a beast. 456 billion parameters. That's over 20 times larger than GPT-3.
And its context window is 4 million tokens. So it can process and remember a ton of information.
Think about it. Most models have a context window of a fraction of that size. They can only remember a few pages of text at a time.
So with 4 million tokens, the AI could remember everything you've ever said to it.
Potentially. It could follow complex narratives, understand intricate arguments.
Write entire novels, even.
Who knows? The possibilities are crazy. But size isn't everything. Open source models are also gaining traction.
Yeah, those are important. They allow anyone to access and build upon existing AI work, right?
Exactly. It's all about collaboration and accessibility. Intern LM38P Instruct is a great example.
Well, that one's been making headlines. It's achieving state-of-the-art performance.
But what's really cool is it was trained on just 4 trillion tokens.
Compared to GPT-4, that's pretty efficient. It shows that you don't necessarily need tons of data to build a powerful AI.
You're right. Efficient training methods and focused data sets can be just as effective.
And this efficiency makes AI development more accessible to researchers with limited resources.
Exactly. It levels the playing field and could lead to even more breakthroughs.
And speaking of accessibility, there's this platform called Kiln that's challenging Google AI Studio.
Kiln. Haven't heard of that one.
It's addressing some user frustrations with Google's platform, like limited model support.
I see. Google AI Studio mainly supports Google's own models, which can be limiting.
Kiln, on the other hand, supports any LLM, so developers have more flexibility.
That's great. More freedom to experiment and explore different options.
And Kiln prioritizes data privacy. Users keep their data local instead of uploading it to the cloud.
Oh, that's important. Lots of people are concerned about data security.
Definitely. But there was something about Kiln's EULA that raised some eyebrows.
What was it?
Some users felt certain clauses gave Kiln broader access to user data than they were comfortable with.
Ah, that's a good reminder to always read the fine print, even with open source platforms.
For sure. Transparency and trust are essential, especially with AI handling more of our data.
You're right. It ties into the broader conversation about ethics and legal frameworks in AI development.
Like, who owns the data? Who controls the models? Big questions as AI becomes more integrated into our lives.
Definitely big questions. And speaking of pushing boundaries, have you heard of OpenBMB Mini CPMO 2.6?
I don't think so. Is that a new model?
It is. And it's a multimodal one, meaning it can process text, images, and audio.
Like an AI that can see, hear, and understand language all at once.
Exactly. And it's only 8 billion parameters, so it can even run on edge devices.
So it's not only multi-talented, it's also lightweight and portable.
Imagine the applications. A virtual assistant that understands your spoken commands, interprets images, responds naturally.
Or accessibility tools that can translate sign language or describe images for the visually impaired.
The possibilities are pretty exciting. And this multimodality could make AI more accessible for everyone.
I'm all for breaking down communication barriers.
Speaking of pushing boundaries, Cohere just expanded their context length to 128,000 tokens.
Now hold on. Remind me why context length matters. Why should people care about how many tokens an AI can handle?
Imagine trying to have a conversation with someone who can only remember the last few sentences you said.
Oh, that would be infuriating. You'd constantly have to re-explain everything.
Right. You wouldn't get very far. But with a longer context window, the AI can remember more.
And its responses are more coherent and relevant.
Exactly. So with Cohere's 128,000 tokens, you could have a seamless conversation spanning around 42,000 words.
Without having to constantly remind it what you're talking about.
Imagine the possibilities. Writing a novel, conducting in-depth research, having truly immersive conversations with AI.
It's a game changer for anyone working with large amounts of text or requiring extended interaction with AI.
It really opens up a whole new world of possibilities. But as with any powerful technology, there are ethical and legal concerns we can't ignore.
That's true. Like the DMCA takedown of the math dataset and the whole JavaScript trademark dispute.
Oh yeah, those were big news. Let's start with the math dataset. It was hit with a DMCA takedown.
Because it contained copyrighted content from Art of Problem Solving.
Right, which raises questions about the legality of using publicly available data for AI training.
It shows how complex these issues are. Even something as seemingly straightforward as math data gets entangled in copyright law.
It really makes you rethink the boundaries of copyright in the age of AI. And then there's the JavaScript trademark dispute.
What happened there?
A company asserted its trademark rights over the term JavaScript very aggressively.
And that raised concerns about developers using the term in their open source projects.
Exactly. It's a reminder that even simple terminology can become a legal minefield in AI.
It seems like the legal frameworks are struggling to keep up with the rapid pace of AI development.
It's definitely a challenge. But there's also some positive news, like Anthropic getting ISO 42001 accreditation.
What's that?
ISO 42001 is an international standard for AI management systems. It provides a framework for responsible AI development.
So it's like a seal of approval showing that a company is committed to ethical AI practices.
Precisely. It helps build trust and accountability in the field. Hopefully more companies will follow suit.
It's great to see some AI companies taking those ethical considerations seriously.
Absolutely. It's a good sign. So we've covered a lot in this first part of our deep dive. Groundbreaking research, legal challenges, and some positive steps toward ethical AI development.
I'm already feeling overwhelmed by all this information, and we're only on part 1.
Well, buckle up. In the next part, we're going even deeper into the online communities where these discussions are happening.
I can't wait to see what those AI folks are talking about on Discord, GitHub, and Reddit.
Trust me, it's going to be a wild ride. So these online communities are interesting.
Yeah.
Because you see how people are actually using these tools and models.
It's one thing to read about it in a research paper, right? But hearing from real users is a whole different story.
Yeah. Like on Discord, there's been a lot of talk about Perplexity AI lately.
Oh, that AI search engine.
Yeah. Users are frustrated with recent outages and errors they've been experiencing.
I can see that being a problem. Reliability is important, especially if you're relying on these tools for work.
Absolutely. It highlights the challenges of scaling up these AI platforms and keeping them stable.
And it's not just cloud-based platforms either.
Right. Users of Cursor IDE, that AI coding tool, are reporting major slowdowns.
Oh, wow. Like how slow?
Some are saying they have to wait several minutes for things to load.
Oof, that's painful. Especially for developers who are used to working quickly.
It makes you wonder if these performance issues are just part of the deal with more complex AI models.
Maybe. Like, maybe there's a trade-off between power and speed.
Possibly. But these Discord communities aren't just about complaining.
No.
They're also really interesting discussions about the ethical implications of AI.
Oh, yeah. Like the whole debate about using copyrighted material in training data.
Exactly. Remember the math data set. That got people talking on other Discord servers as well.
Yeah, it seems like people are starting to realize that this issue goes beyond just one data set.
In the OpenAI Discord, for example, people are debating whether it's fair to use publicly available data without giving credit to the original creators.
Yeah. It's a tricky situation. Like, how do you balance the need for data with the rights of creators?
It's a tough one, for sure.
No easy answers there. But hey, it's not all serious debates on Discord.
True. There are also lots of memes and funny
Oh,
stuff.
come on, you have to share some.
Okay. In the Cursor IDE Discord, someone posted a meme about feeling imposter syndrome because the AI is so good at coding.
That's hilarious, but also kind of relatable.
Right. Like, are we even needed anymore?
Maybe AI will just replace us all. Just kidding. But it does make you think about the future of work.
Oh, for sure. And in the Stability.ai Discord, there was this whole thing about a fake cryptocurrency launch.
Ooh, like someone was trying to scam people using the company's name.
Yeah. It's a reminder that even in the AI world, you have to be careful.
There are always going to be people trying to take advantage of the hype.
Yep. But overall, these Discord communities are a great way to get a feel for what's happening in the AI world.
It's like a window into the heart of the community.
Definitely. But let's move on from Discord. GitHub is another place where a lot of AI action is happening.
Oh, GitHub, the home of open source code.
There's this project called NanoGPT that's been getting a lot of attention.
NanoGPT. What's that?
It's basically a simplified version of the GPT architecture.
Mm.
It's meant to be easier to understand and experiment with.
So it's like a mini GPT? That's cool.
Yeah. And people have been working on optimizing it, making it run faster.
How fast are we talking?
Someone managed to train NanoGPT in under 4 minutes.
4 minutes. Wow. My computer takes longer to boot up.
It's incredible how quickly things are moving in the open source world.
I know. But speed isn't everything, right?
True. There's also Triton, a language for writing super efficient GPU code.
Wait, GPUs, aren't those the graphics cards people use for gaming?
They are, but they're also really good at parallel processing, which is perfect for AI.
Oh, I get it. So instead of relying on just CPUs, AI developers are using the power of GPUs to speed things up.
Yep, and Triton allows developers to write code that really takes advantage of what GPUs can do.
Makes sense. AI is pushing the boundaries of hardware and software development at the same time.
It's an exciting time to be involved. But let's shift gears for a second. Remember that LAI Discord server we talked about?
The one focused on AI image generation.
Yeah. They're having some really interesting discussions about the ethics of AI-generated art.
Like what?
Well, one of the big topics is copyright law. Like, should AI-generated images be protected by copyright?
That's a good question. And if so, who owns the copyright? The developer, the user who created the image, or maybe even the creators of the images the AI was trained on.
It's a real head-scratcher.
And it's not just copyright. People are also worried about AI being used to create deepfakes and other misleading content.
Oh yeah, deepfakes are a big concern. It's scary how realistic they can be.
And it's easy to see how that technology could be misused.
It's a reminder that AI can be used for both good and bad. We have to be careful.
It's good that the LAON community is talking about these issues. But let's move on to our final stop, Reddit.
Reddit, the land of endless discussions.
What are the AI folks talking about over there?
Well, one of the hot topics is the release of new open source models, like InternLM3.
We talked about that one earlier. People seem excited about it.
Yeah. They're saying it could make powerful AI more accessible to everyone.
I love that idea. Democratizing AI.
Another thing people are talking about is OpenRouter.
Open what now?
OpenRouter. It's a platform that gives you access to lots of different AI models through a single API.
So instead of having to use different tools for each model, you can just use OpenRouter.
Exactly. It makes experimenting and development much easier.
And I bet it's open source too, which means people can contribute and collaborate.
You got it. OpenRouter is a great example of the community coming together to build something awesome.
It's inspiring to see how much creativity and collaboration is happening in the AI world.
It really is. But amidst all this excitement, it's important to take a step back and think about the big picture.
Yeah, we've seen some amazing stuff, but there are also some serious challenges.
Like, what does the future hold for AI? And how do we make sure it's a future we want to live in?
Those are big questions. Maybe we can explore those in the next part of our deep dive.
You bet. We'll wrap things up and leave you with some final thoughts to ponder.
Okay, so we've seen some seriously cool AI advancements, like models that can learn in real time and platforms that make AI development more accessible.
We've even gotten a taste of the AI community's sense of humor and their genuine concerns about the ethical implications.
Yeah, those discussions on Discord and GitHub were really insightful.
But now it's time to step back, zoom out, and look at the bigger picture.
What does it all mean? What does this rapid evolution of AI mean for us as humans?
It's easy to get lost in the technical details, but these are the questions we need to be asking.
We've talked about AI automating tasks, augmenting our capabilities, even creating art. But what about the downsides?
The potential for bias, the ethical dilemmas, the impact on jobs and society, these are all valid concerns.
And as AI becomes more powerful and integrated into our lives, these concerns only become more pressing.
But it's encouraging to see the AI community actively engaging with these issues.
Yeah,
Yeah.
those debates we saw online, the push for responsible AI development, those are positive signs.
It shows that people are thinking critically about the impact of this technology.
It's not just about building cool stuff, it's about building a future we want to live in.
And speaking of building the future, there's this project called Notebook LM that I think you'll find fascinating.
Notebook LM, tell me more.
Imagine a digital notebook that doesn't just store your notes, but actually understands them.
Okay, that sounds intriguing.
It can help you generate ideas, connect the dots, even write different kinds of creative content based on what you've written.
Wow, it's like having a super smart brainstorming partner who's always available.
And it represents a broader trend of AI becoming more seamlessly integrated into our daily tools.
Like those writing assistants that help us write emails and articles.
Exactly. And it goes beyond writing. Think AI-powered coding tools, design software, even music production.
It's changing the way we work and create in profound ways.
And then there's this concept of ambient agents that's starting to gain traction.
Ambient agents, what are those?
Imagine an AI that's constantly running in the background, observing your actions, learning your preferences, and proactively offering help.
Like a super intuitive personal assistant who knows what you need before you even ask.
Yeah, it's a cool idea, but it raises some serious privacy concerns.
I can see that. How much access would this AI have to our data and online activity?
That's a key question that needs to be addressed. Finding the right balance between helpfulness and intrusiveness will be crucial.
It's a glimpse into a future where AI is woven into the very fabric of our lives, both the exciting and the potentially unsettling aspects.
And it all circles back to that fundamental question we keep coming back to.
What does it mean to be intelligent? What sets us apart as humans in a world of increasingly capable AI?
As these lines blur, those questions become even more important.
They challenge us to redefine intelligence, to understand what makes us unique, and to shape the future of AI in a way that benefits humanity.
And that's where you, our listeners, come in.
This isn't just a conversation for experts and researchers. It's a conversation we need to have as a society.
So keep exploring these topics, keep asking those tough questions, and keep the conversation going.
The future of AI is in our hands. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the AI community.
We hope you found it as thought-provoking as we did.
Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring.